Let's talk about water. Water is life, as Doug would say. Doug is a juniper gnome who lives with me. Many of you have probably seen the stories on social media, and there will be more coming throughout this library of information I'm releasing. But water is life, and those words are something everybody should remember. We are made mostly of water. I forget the percentage, I think it's like 70% or something, but most of us is water. Water actually responds to emotions, responds to words, responds to energy. And there's a very good book, I'll leave it in the comments. I forget the name of it, and many of you have read it. It's a blue book by a Japanese researcher who studied water and took pictures. They did this thing where they took water samples, spoke words to them, wrote words on paper, put it on the paper, wrapped the paper around the cup, played music, different types of music, basically took the water samples and exposed them to different varieties or different environments. And with these different environments, different results happened when they froze the water. The water would form crystals. Those who had the word love spoken to them had beautiful crystals. Those who had the word hate spoken to them were distorted. When it came to music, as I've said before, I used to listen to a lot of heavy metal. And this is why, even though people say, oh, listening to heavy metal is about just understanding the energy of it and all, I'm like, okay. If you look at the water samples, those that had heavy metal played versus those that had Beethoven or Mozart played, the crystals with Mozart and Beethoven, beautiful crystals. The heavy metal completely distorts the water. In some cases, those negative energies don't form any crystals at all. Imagine that to your body now. We're talking about raising your vibration. All these techniques are about raising your vibration. Imagine the water in your body. I've already talked about music. Imagine the music you're listening to. Are you listening to heavy metal? Is the energy of heavy metal beneficial to the water that makes up your body? No. Is the energy of classical beneficial to the water that makes up your body? Yes, it depends on the type you're listening to, because the energy can be seen physically in these different sample sets, these different experiments. You can also program water. You can speak to it. That's how they did it for the most part. They spoke to it. They yelled at it. They even did one with a group of kids where school kids yelled, I love you at one and I hate you at another. Same thing happened. Beautiful crystals over here, distortions and no crystals over here. I'm drinking tea right now, full of water, which is a perfect segue. What are you drinking? What are you putting in your body? Your body's supposed to be mostly water. What are you eating? When people say you're supposed to drink so much water a day, that's actually false. You're not supposed to drink it. You're supposed to eat it. You're supposed to intake it naturally. You intake it naturally by eating foods that are full of water. What are those foods? High vibrational foods, fruits, vegetables. And you can drink water by itself or water with other things, but what is in your water? What is affecting your water? I drink herbal tea. Does your water have sugar in it? Does it have caffeine in it? Does it have chemicals in it? There's all these waters on the market, marketed as water. And I do air quotes because it's not water. It contains water, but all the chemicals in it, all the things they put in it to boost nutrients, to boost your wakefulness, to give you energy, they're terrible for your body. Your body doesn't need that. It wants water. It doesn't want the other stuff. It wants natural things. That's why I always talk about herbal tea, drinking water straight or drinking herbal tea. or eating fruits and vegetables to obtain your water. I used to drink a lot of soda. Soda is nothing but sugar. It's part of why I still drink so much tea, because I have that habit. 30 plus years of that habit of always having a soda in my hand, or a coffee, or a caffeinated tea. So now I drink herbal tea as I reduce and eat healthier. But one of the things that comes to health is people are like, oh, I'm a healthy person. They look healthy. They exercise. They do all these things. Are they taking in water though? Are they drinking water, or are they going to Starbucks? Are they going to Starbucks and getting a drink to fuel them? Are they getting a fuel, an energy drink? Energy drinks, energy fuels, those sorts of things, they're terrible for you. You're not meant to have those. There are villages in the world with some of the best athletes. There's one it's either Mexico or South America somewhere, I don't remember. But they have the best runners in the world, or some of the best runners in the world anyway. And the village was unknown until 20 years ago or something. They used to have stories about people coming over the mountains to go get supplies, and then they go disappear into a village, and the people knew it was over there somewhere. They drink water. Some of the best athletes in the world. But you have athletes out there, athletes in high school, athletes in college, athletes everywhere. Energy drinks. Drink your energy drinks, drink your Gatorade, drink your this, drink your that. If you eat healthy, if you eat properly, if you drink properly, your body doesn't need that. Your body doesn't need it because you're getting it from natural, healthy sources, doing it the right way. Think about this. I grew up in the 90s. I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, mostly. There was no such thing as an energy drink. No such thing other than Gatorade. I think Powerade might have existed. Starbucks wasn't a thing. We didn't have them. We didn't have them growing up. I never knew what that was until I was maybe in high school and they put one in by a city near me. We didn't have those types of things. We had soda. But all this marketing done around, you need to drink this to have energy, to boost your energy, 5-hour energy, and blah, 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 blah. We didn't have that. Later we had Red Bull came along. That came along later, and people were drinking that and like, oh, it does give you a boost of energy. But people in the 90s didn't need that stuff. It was when I went into college that I started watching the shelves go from 1 or 2 energy drinks in 2003 when I was actually drinking them to 2 to 3 coolers full of energy drinks. What happened? Where's the shift? Why did it shift? Because they programmed you to think you need energy drinks. You need cold brewed coffees. You need all these products that are full of sugar, that are full of chemicals, that are full of caffeine. They programmed you to think that. But if you're I'm 37, I'm not an old person, but of that generation that grew up in the 90s, you remember there was a point in time where none of that existed. For those of you younger, I'm sorry that you didn't get to experience that, because experiencing that is what allows us to look around and go, wow, humans existed before a time that was necessary. Remember the 3-generation rule. I'm being asked to bring that back up. Remember me talking about how it only takes 3 generations to take knowledge away, to make it disappear, and create what you want new. It hasn't even been 3 generations. It's been less than 3 decades, 2 decades. And now energy drinks are everywhere and everybody's addicted to them. I've even had people who look like they're homeless and struggling come up to me in the streets and go, hey, I want some money. And my response is generally, I don't have cash on me. And it's true, I normally don't have cash on me. We carry cards and other ways of pay now. But in that moment, I realized, when one of the times this happened, I realized, I was like, wait, I do have a few dollars. And then I turned around, and as I turned around, I was going to be like, yeah, I do have a few dollars actually. My mistake. This person turns around and starts screaming at me. How did you get your coffee? You don't have any money on you? How did you get your coffee? All I wanted was an energy drink. I just wanted to go buy an energy drink, and here you're drinking a coffee. Now they started yelling at me about it. So I immediately went, okay, well, you're ungrateful. No, I'm not, definitely not giving you money. But then when I heard the idea that this person who was obviously living in the streets, they weren't going to use the money to buy water or get something to eat, even just a sandwich. It was an energy drink. They were programmed into this state of having an energy drink. It's not what people need. We need water. Water is life, as Doug would say. Water is life. And it has so many benefits outside of food, outside of what you're intaking. You can clear energy by taking a bath. You can go into the ocean and she'll help heal you. If you meditate with her and ask her to help heal you, she'll pull negative energy out of you. You know, water, it's snowing right now. You can kind of see it in the background. It's snowing right now, and it's part of the cycle of renewal. The snow, the water, the ice crystals hitting the ground. It's part of the cycle of renewal so that when spring comes, there's water everywhere. Filling the reservoirs, filling the lakes. Water is life. We can't live without it. So the question is to look about your day. Look about what you're doing throughout the day. Ask yourself, what are you drinking? Coffee is this conundrum type of thing. You're drinking a coffee because you're thirsty, or you're drinking a soda because you're thirsty. Coffee dehydrates you. Soda has chemicals in it to make you think you're thirsty, and doesn't have a lot of water in it. So when you drink soda, you're not drinking much water, you're drinking mostly sugar and other stuff. So when you think you're thirsty and you reach for a soda, you're still going to have a need to drink water. What are you drinking throughout your day that is actually causing you to be thirsty? Because when you have a body that is truly the percentage of water it needs to be, it's like oil in your car. It runs smoothly. It clears out toxins quickly. It heals faster. Your mind operates on a higher level. Your mental health goes up. Your mental health goes up primarily because you're healthier, you're energetically healthier, physically healthier, and you don't have the chemicals in them to make you think and control you to doing something that's not in your highest good. So think about that as you go throughout your day. And you don't have to quit drinking coffee right away. It can take baby steps. I did it by drinking. I went from coffee in my 20s to black tea, then from black tea to green tea, because it has less caffeine as you go, and then from green tea to herbal tea. But then I realized too that my acid problems, I thought they were soda, and some of them were. So if I go back and I were to drink a soda, first of all, they smell, when you do this, it smells like chemicals when you open a soda. When you raise past the vibration of it, you can smell the disease, are the words I'm being told to say. You can smell the disease of the product. When it came to coffee, I've had coffee over the past year. My acid comes back. It gives me acid issues because it's so acidic. It's really bad for you. But they give you coffee, and then you buy stuff for the acid problems like Tums or whatever. You buy products to cure that when all it is that you need to cure is the healthy diet and the water quality and the water intake that you're taking in. Making sure it's pure, clean water, healthy for you, and free of those things that make us dependent on the companies. So think about that during your day. Like I said, what are you intaking? What are you eating? Because you can get your water through food too. Are you just eating dry stuff? A lot of people have health problems because they just eat dry things. You know, those of you who eat a lot of granola bars and have health issues. I eat tons of seeds and nuts. What's the one difference with me? I drink water and tea. That's it. I clear it out. I have a detox drink every day usually. I do a hot lemon tea detox a lot, just to make sure things are cleared out that aren't meant for me. And I have other forms of detoxing too that are seasonal. Watermelon, you can do all kinds of different things. Celery juice. But I eat a healthier diet full of water, full of fruits and vegetables, tea, and actual water. And when I say tea, I mean herbal tea, not caffeinated tea. And oftentimes teas I make myself with fruit, fresh fruit. So increase your water consumption, increase your water intake, and respect water and understand Doug's very, very true words. Water is life. Why wouldn't you drink it? Water is life. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Again, if you have questions, let me know, and we can always expand on them over time. Thank you again.